relationship or a conversation with Faria. We're establishing a relationship, right? And of course, Cynthia Lubin and so many of the other young ladies that are part of the chapter. Listen, I'm gonna hop right into it because I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to cover a lot of information. Great thing that this is being recorded. We're talking about smart women finishing rich. She just gave my whole bio, so I really can skip through this. But fun fact, prior to actually working in finance, I worked as a realtor and I was an assistant chef. I have over 11 years of experience. I'm married to my best friend. If anybody knows me, that is my husband. All right, we do have a blended family, and the age ranges are from 22 all the way down to 19 months. And yes, I'm that crazy person where I started all the way over. All right, and our dog Barbara, our Shih Poo, and we have gathered here today to talk about money. All right, so why is it important for us to talk about money? Literally, health is wealth, ladies. All right, so when we don't play a role in, let me get my laser pointer working. When we don't play a role in long-term financial planning, our physical and mental health can deteriorate. We've all seen it. I don't know if you guys know this, but 85% of women control their family's day-to-day finances, but actually don't control any of the long-term planning decisions. Is that crazy or what? Like, that's really crazy. Nearly 1/3, and this is just a couple of statistics that I came across, of the gender financial literacy gap is attributed to lower confidence levels, not even to the lack of knowledge. And 3/4 of women who apply for welfare, they do so because of divorce. I want us to go ahead and have just a really quick conversation and just let you guys know that the reason most of us are maybe having challenges with money is not because we all just suck when it comes to money. The cost of living has increased and like aggressively risen over the past 10 to 15 years, right? Has the wages for the average working American, especially women, all right, we all are aware about the gender gap, wealth gap. And so women, it's more important than ever for us to get involved with financial services and long-term financial planning, because we actually live longer. We outlive our partners. All right. Our average age expectancy is 80. All right. So we're making progress, though. I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news. In higher education, women actually account for 60% of college students graduating. All right. But since they're not paying us what we need to get paid we've had an increasing, overwhelming amount of minority-owned businesses, all right, from women. It's grown from 163% since 2007. And as women, we have more access to education, entrepreneurial opportunities, and money than ever before. So it's time for us to take advantage of it. It's not that we don't get our hands on the money, it's just telling the money what to do. So I want you guys to, if you're taking a screenshot or anything like that, it's important. Most of the times it's because of belief. And these are some money affirmations that, may stick out to you, but find one and just say it to yourself, that money is a tool, that it can change my life for the better. So many times we're brought up to have these thoughts and, ideals about money, and it's just not true. So I definitely feel like this is a big part of with the belief. If you agree, just type in the chat a little bit of amen. All right. Because I believe when we talk about church, I'm from Chicago, but I grew up in the South. Okay. So, and that's the Bible Belt. So anytime that I talk, I feel like it's money church. So here's what you don't need: another sales pitch, another financial product, and you don't need to waste your time. What people want and need are facts. They need a strategy, and they need a clear plan of where you stand today, but you also need to know what the end goal is. You got to have a plan in sight, all right, a vision of what you want, and then know where you are, and we can create a roadmap to help you get there, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So 3 reasons why people don't actually do well or when it comes to money: the failure to properly plan. All right. They're uninformed, so they don't have the information. But the biggest thing that I'm seeing today when I sit across kitchen tables with families is that they're misinformed. There's so much wrong information out there. You got these TikTok advisors and influencers that it's just, it's crazy, right? So we're going to go ahead and tackle a couple of things. One of these things is called the Rule of 72. Type in the chat if prior to today you have never heard of the Rule of 72. I want you to put a question mark in the chat. All right. The rule of 72 is basically compound interest. And what it shows us is what's going on with our money according to what interest rate we're having it at. All right. So I'm going to give everybody in this Zoom room $10,000. And we're going to watch how this $10,000, first off, I should see the chat lighting up with thank yous. All right. But anyway, we're going to see how this $10,000 grows according to different interest rates. So we're going to take 72 and we divide it by the interest rate that you're getting on the money. And it's going to give you the number of years. It's going to take whatever is in that account to double. So in this instance, 72 divided by 3 is 24. So that means every 24 years, ladies, that money is doubling. And in a 48-year period, your $10,000 will have grown to $40,000. All right, just type yes if you're excited about that. Most would not be, because if you ask yourself, like, really, how many 24-year doubling periods do I have in my life? All right, let's see what the $10,000 does at 6%. It's doubling every 12 years. And then 12%, all right? Who can guess just what would be here at 12%, right? Most people say about 300,000, 400,000, something like that. Let me show you what happens. 72 divided by 12 is 6. So your $10,000 is doubling every 6 years, ladies, all right? In 48 years, you'll have over 2.5 million. Is that a big deal or a little deal? That is a huge freaking deal. So what happens is, or you guys can tell me what happens. Why do you think most people don't have their money at 12%? Most times they don't know about it, right? And if they don't know about it, they take their money here, they put it in lower interest bearing accounts like banks, CDs, right? They're giving about 3 to 5% now. And what does the bank do? They borrow your money, they invest it. They're going to make how much? About $2.56 million. And just type in the chat how much they're going to give back to you and your family. $40,000. Is that, and like, that's the whole reason why I'm actually here, because when I saw that, that blew my butt out of the water. All right. So that's huge. We talk about paying yourself first. When you don't do it, there's a high cost of waiting. This is super huge. We're going to say that you're putting aside $50 a week. All right. A lot of us have adult children. This is so important. All right. I just had a conversation with my cousin yesterday who got a really great job. And I'm like, yo, it's time to start putting some money aside, right? You're young. Let me show you what I mean by that. $50 a week for 40 years at 9% will get you about $940,000. But if you wait, raise your hand if you procrastinate, even just a little bit. If you wait, on the front end, it's $2,400, but on the back end, you sacrifice $83,000. Wait 5 years, over $350,000 of retirement money gone. All right. 15 years, over $717,000. So who do we hurt, ladies, when we wait? And when is the best time to start? If you haven't started investing, you got to start now, putting something away. All right. Next, eliminating debt. I don't think I have much time to really get into this, but if you, just because of this partnership working with the Women's Council of Realtors, we're going to do a complimentary financial needs analysis for anyone who is on the call today. So we can talk about debt stacking and eliminating debt. Just like you saw the rule of 72 is so powerful, working for you when you're investing money at, higher rates of return. That works against you when we're talking about debt. That's siphoning money from your family's inheritance. All right. So really quick example of it. You have a typical client who, I forgot to turn my time wrong. Cynthia, what I'm at? I'm so sorry. How much time I got? Don't kill me.
Go ahead, Kendall. You have
I was
time.
going to say you're actually really good. Keep going.
Okay. I'm like, oh my God, I just looked over.
We have time. No, you're good.
Okay. So average, consumer, 35 years old, this is how they're paying off their debt, right? They have a retail card, their credit card, mortgages, car loans. About $2,700 is going out of this household just to debt. So if they pay it off the minimum every single month, it'll take them about 23 years. So they'll be 58 and they'll pay over $200,000 in interest. What debt stacking looks like is when you pay off that first card, instead of just taking that 220 and like saying, oh, I can go get me more Starbucks now, or acquiring more debt, because that happens, right? All right, you're going to take that and you're going to pay down that credit card. Instead of sending them $353, send them $573. Pay off the credit card, take it down to the car loan. All right, now you're driving a luxury vehicle. What's the luxury? It's paid for. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? That's more money going back into your financial game plan. All right. And then next, you're going to pay off your mortgage. So the same $2,720, you're going to pay your debt off 9 years sooner. So now you're 44, completely debt free, right? And you can continue. You've saved over $130,000 in interest. But if you're working with the financial coach like me, what are we going to do with that $130,000? We gonna rule of 72 it, baby. Put it in the chat. You got to rule of 72 the money. You have to make it compound and grow. Okay. Continue to invest the $27.20 each month at 9%. At 67, you'll have over $2.4 million in retirement. So when we sit down with clients and they say, I don't have the money to invest. Yes, you do. You're just paying it out to everyone else. That's why paying yourself first is so important. Do you think financial companies want you to know this? You can put that in the chat. Absolute no. All right. Next thing, we're talking about protecting your income, your family's financial future. Ooh, this is a dicey subject. Okay. Like life insurance is literally like a 4-letter word in some communities, but I'm going to get to the real of it because this is literally the make or break situation for families who want to build generational wealth. We got a real life example. We got Kevin and Tiffany and their baby girl, Sasha. They're bringing in $7,000 a month, but you can see mortgage, car notes, insurance, credit cards, utilities. They're spending $7,000 a month, if not a little bit more. So for all intents and purposes, we could say that this family is living paycheck to what? Paycheck, right? Listen, what does life look like? God forbid, okay, Kevin dies. You tell me how Tiffany is going to afford $7,000 worth of monthly bills on a $3,500 income. What's the first thing? Type it in the chat. What's the first thing this family is going to lose? What is everybody, what's she losing? What's life look like, right? The houses, the credit's going to be messed up, right? It starts a backward circle and generational curse of poverty. All right. Whole family lineages are affected just by this. So the importance of life insurance is so crucial. It's so crucial and in passing generational wealth on. All right. Dying too soon. We have a method of formulating because you don't just get life insurance just for the sake of having it. You got to have an amount that covers the 4 most important areas. The funeral. All right. No, we're not doing GoFundMe's. That's not what we're doing. We want to do income replacement. So we did $240,000. What that does is gives $2,000 of passive income coming in each month for the next 10 years. We're going to pay off their house and we're going to put money aside for baby Sasha to go to college. If you total that up, that's a $500,000 need. Not for Kevin and Tiffany get rich. That's just for them to get by. So if this were your family, you guys tell me in the chat, how much of that total would you want them to have? Like real talk, right? And so now that we know about life insurance and the importance of it, so many people that we come across, there's different kinds. They say, well, what kind should I have? Should I have cash value? Okay, the kind like be your own bank, you like we've heard of that, right? Or should I have term? Let me hip you to something real quick, guys. All right. Mostly every insurance that you have right now is term. Think about it. Your health insurance is term. Your car insurance is term. You're not getting car insurance for your whole life. You're renewing it for a term, right or right. Okay, so we're doing the same thing here. You don't have to take it from me. You can take it from one of my great friends, Susie Orman.
Right now, a video cue. Let's go to Catherine in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Good evening, Susie. I'm married with 2 young children. Our financial advisor signed us up for variable life insurance on my husband. We pay over $600 a month with a death benefit of $750,000. We've had it for 6 years and I've never felt comfortable about it, and I'm wondering what we should do.
What you should do, first of all, is get yourself a new financial advisor. That's number 1. You know, Miss Orman here has a top 10 hate list of investments that she hates. And she hates them because they literally do absolutely nothing for you, and they do everything, in my opinion, for the financial salesperson that sold them to you. And variable life, universal life, whole life insurance, that's probably on the top of Miss Orman here's top hate list. So The only type of life insurance that you should have, in my opinion, is term insurance. Insurance that's good for a specific period, a term, usually until your youngest child is 23 years of age. $650 a month for $750,000 of insurance. Do you know, with a 20-year level term policy, let's say you were in your 30s, you could do that for $50 a month. Not $650 a month, and then you could take that $600 and do what with it? Put it into a retirement account. Insurance was never meant to be a permanent need. It was only meant to be there during your younger years in case something happened before your assets built up. Here's what you need to do. I want you to get yourself a 20-year term insurance policy in place. Then cancel your other insurance. Never, ever, ever cancel insurance until the new one is in place. And like I said, get another financial advisor.
All right. All right. So that growl that she has, as I wrap up, I took out the slide. I had a difference. Listen, I'll tell you really quickly that insurance and investments are never meant to be combined. All right. In a same like policy. All right. So if you have something that works like that, please, please, please look into it. The time to find out that, you know, what you have going on in place doesn't work the way that you thought it did. It is when you can do something about it. Right. And so as I close, I want to let you guys know that most people don't plan to fail. They simply fail to plan. How wise would it be to take a road trip without any kind of roadmap or GPS? You just hop in your car and you just stop driving. Where are you going to end up, right? Anywhere. That's not what we want. So we put together a completely complimentary financial needs analysis, and it acts as a financial GPS to help you figure out what you're doing, like where you are, where you're going, all right, and a whole map to actually get you there. Okay, so the benefits of the financial needs analysis, it's a step-by-step guide. It shows you how important it is to reach your goals and dreams. It identifies opportunities for you to save significantly. Listen, I sat down with a young lady just yesterday. We freed up $300 on services that she already had as far as her auto and home insurance. And guess what I'm going to do with the money? Like, guess what the plan is? We're going to put that back into her financial game plan. We're setting up emergency accounts, short-term accounts, long-term accounts, so that she won't have to borrow against her 401k if emergency. It's not if, it's when an emergency strikes, right? And so that's what we do. And then we identify potential bumps in the road that can make it so much harder for your family. I can't stress enough, and I'm wrapping up, that you guys can do this. And I want you to say it. You can put it in the chat. I can get out of debt. I can pay myself first. It starts today. Instead of like thinking about paying Verizon or, you know, this bill or that bill. No, start to put, even if it's just 5%, creating a habit of putting money aside and valuing you. All right. You can have a secure and comfortable retirement, ladies. It's so important. All right. Nobody's coming to save us on some white horse like that fairy tale we've been sold. All right. And you can reach your financial goals and dreams. It's so important. I want to thank you guys for your time. I just want to say one more thing, that when I sit down, it's so crazy when I sit down with families, it really pains me, because a lot of the times when it's, you know, a husband and wife, and the wives tend to be the ones that, you know, put up the most pushback when it comes to getting the right amount of coverage and financial planning for the future. And we have to create a culture where it's okay to talk about these things and to be knowledgeable about it, because life is going to happen, right? All right. It's going to happen. And so thank you so much for your time. If you want to connect with me, I would love to connect with you guys. My Instagram handle is $1 Million Kendall. You can shoot me a text message. That is my actual phone number and not a trap phone. Okay. And you can scan the QR code and schedule your complimentary financial needs analysis. I'm going to turn it back over to the awesome Cynthia Lubin.
Woo, thank you, Kendall. That was awesome. That was awesome. So we have your information on the screen right now, and we also have her information in the chat as well. So please get in touch with her. I can speak for myself, having used her services, like getting life insurance, you know, is not easy all the time, you know, and she and her husband were able to help me after so many people did it. So I can speak personally to Kendall and her team. So thank you again. Thank you to, am I speaking? Okay. I'm like, is my sound on? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
My
That's
pleasure.
so
My
funny.
pleasure.
So yes, thank you to our sponsors. I don't know if they joined us, Jana or It's Mary, but thank you again to Tough Home Inspections and Goosehead Insurance. Thank you to all of our guests who joined us today. We had a great turnout. So many people were able to hear your work, Kendall, and hear, like, you were dropping some jewels. I was taking notes. Did I say that? I can get out of debt hit me. That student loan debt is real. So that's gonna be
Listen, we
my
can set up
affirmation.
this game plan. The debt stacking is real. We've saved so many people with this debt stacking. So I can't stress enough. And it's completely free. Like, we can do a debt stacking program for free.
Definitely. All right. So again, contact Kendall and her team. So wrapping up, just want to let everyone know that our next wake up is June 9th. That will, of course, be at 9 a.m. Again, we will release more information as we get closer. Look out for the New Jersey State event, Grounds for Sculpture, that will be on June 22nd. Again, that's the Women's Council of New Jersey State. And then again, reach out to us if you're interested in joining. Maria, myself, and the rest of our team are here to help you guys. And we wish you a great day full of abundance and prosperity. Go get them, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, do you have?
Yeah, because if we're ending a little bit early, I wanted to know if anyone had any questions. Because we have a couple of minutes to do a Q&A. Because I know I went over a lot of information. So if anybody has any questions.
Yes, please. If you
now,
have questions.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Absolutely.
Hi, ladies. This is Hez. I just want to say that you ladies, the WCR leadership has been doing a great job. I've been watching the events that are coming out. They're relevant, they're timely. So I want to appreciate you for that. And Kendall, I love energy and I love how practical your presentation was. So it's easy to grasp this financial concept when you're showing in real terms, with families and numbers and language that we understand. So I definitely took a screenshot of your Calendly and I'll reach out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tess, for hopping on.
Appreciate you. That was great. Anyone else? Yeah. I'm trying to look at my notes. I have quite a few. I love the get rich or get by line. Like, which one are you gonna do? That was a good one.
That's huge.
Like, which one are you gonna do? It was a great question.
Yeah, so many people. I actually just replaced the policy the other day where the parents had $25,000 of life insurance coverage on each of the parents. They had $50,000 for the kids. What is that going to do? So those are like the samples of cash value insurance that Suze Gorman was talking about. High cost insurance, but low value. They don't provide value to the family. And so what we're able to do is basically give them $500,000 worth of coverage for about a third of what they were paying and invest the rest.
Exactly, which makes sense. What makes tons of sense. So
yeah,
that was great. And then do we have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, Kendall, that it is so important to talk about certain things that we don't want to think about. Is one of them happens to be dying, and we do not prepare for the future. We think that we will be working forever, we will have this kind of money forever, and we will be healthy forever. And it is a nice reminder for all of us that it's not going to look the same 20, 30, 40 years into the future. And if you want a future in 40 years, then you have to start today.
Absolutely. We believe in progress, not perfection. So just getting started. The fact that you guys are on this call already shows that you're hungry to get started. So what's the best thing to do? Start now, just like we saw with the high cost of waiting. So true. I'm seeing Jane's cat. I love it.
Yeah.
So, well, if no one has any questions, I just want to make myself available because I know I went through a plethora of information and there's a lot out there. The biggest thing is just make sure, I say men and women lie, numbers and contracts don't. So you just want to make sure that you sit down with someone and get a second opinion regarding what it is that you actually have. Thank you again, Cynthia and Faria and the Women's Council Realtors of North Central for everything that you're doing for your community, our community.
Thank you. Thank you. And we look forward to having you on again in the future and hearing more about, your services. So everyone, again, have a great day. Make it a great one. See you on June 9th at our next one.